Smallpox is an infectious, deforming, and often fatal illness that has plagued humanity for thousands of years. Smallpox, a naturally occurring virus, was eradicated globally by 1980 as a consequence of an extraordinary global immunization effort. The virus killed between 200 and 500 million individuals globally in the 20th century alone. The virus has been around since 10,000 BC. Smallpox is now a virus that has been eradicated completely. Caused by the orthopox virus, and symptoms include high fever, bumpy rashes, pus-filled blisters, vomiting, and body pains. There is no cure or treatment for smallpox. A vaccine can prevent smallpox, but the risk of side effects is too high to warrant routine vaccination for those who are at low risk of exposure to the smallpox virus. The 1918 Spanish flu pandemic, the worst in history, infected an estimated 500 million individuals globally, one-third of the world's population, and killed an estimated 20 million to 50 million people, including 675,000 Americans. The Spanish flu was first detected in Europe, the United States, and portions of Asia before rapidly spreading throughout the world. There were no effective medicines or vaccinations available at the time to treat this devastating flu strain. Before the virus halted its fatal worldwide march, citizens were compelled to wear masks, schools, theaters, and businesses were closed, and remains were heaped up in makeshift morgues. After the Black Death, London never truly recovered. From 1348 to 1665, the plague returned about every 10 years, 40 outbreaks in just over 300 years. And with each new plague pandemic, 20% of the men, women, and children in the British capital died. According to city statistics, 68,596 individuals died during the outbreak, but the real number of deaths is thought to have surpassed 100,000 out of a total population of 460,000. The bacteria Yersinia pestis, which has been linked to numerous plague outbreaks before and after the Great Plague of London, was responsible for the outbreak. If you had infected family members, you were required to carry a white pole with you whenever you went out in public. Since cats and dogs were thought to be carriers of the disease, hundreds of thousands of animals were slaughtered. In 541 CE, the plague of Justinian came to Constantinople, the capital of the Byzantine Empire. It was carried over the Mediterranean Sea from Egypt, a recently conquered land paying grain tribute to Emperor Justinian. Fleas carrying the plague hitched a ride on the black rats who ate the grain. The disease devastated Constantinople before spreading like wildfire over Europe, Asia, North Africa, and Arabia, killing an estimated 30 to 50 million people, or almost half of the world's population. The disease never truly went away, and when it resurrected 800 years later, it killed with zeal. The Black Death, which devastated Europe in 1347, took the lives of an unfathomable 200 million people in just 4 years. The Black Death was a global outbreak of bubonic plague that ravaged Europe and Asia in the mid-1300s. When 12 ships from the Black Sea docked at the Sicilian port of Messina in October 1347, the plague arrived in Europe. People gathering on the docks were greeted with a shocking surprise. The majority of sailors on board the ships had died, and those who were still living were seriously ill and covered with black boils that dripped blood and pus.